There was a season where the night possessed a voice, a low and heavy counsel, and I had no other choice but to listen to the verdict of the clock's relentless hand as the hours dripped like tar across a barren foreign land. The ceiling was a canvas for my unspent dread, each crack a minor scripture that the anxious silence read. And the weight of every sorrow, every kingdom yet to fall, laid its siege upon my ribs, a tyranny. Over all I was Atlas with a fractured spine, too proud to lay it down. Wore the weathering of centuries like a tarnished, heavy crown. The world was a bruise upon my chest, a gravity so deep it borrowed all the color from the promises I'd keep. And I was blind, not in my eyes, but in the marrow of my will. A sailor on a shipwreck, hearing sirens from the hill, mistaken drowning for a baptism, the dark for a reprieve, until I could not tell the difference between the rope and the sleeve. So if you find me in the quiet with that vacant distant stare, if the compass of my spirit starts to tremble in the air, I will beg you for the tether, for the mirror and the flame, to scorch the old devotion and to speak my true-born name. For if I fall, if I crack, just remind me who I am. Not the relic of the wreckage, but the covenant of the damned, who chose to walk the gallows just to see the other side. Say my name like holy water and I'll swallow back my pride. I have traded ash for embers, I have earned this fragile sight, but the phantom of that broken hour still haunts my sleep at night. Don't let me go back to the old me, to the one who couldn't weep. Don't let me go back to the old me, to the night I could not sleep. I have pieced myself from splinters of a vessel that was sunk, have chewed the bitter root of change and swallowed every chunk. I have built a new cathedral from the rubble of my shame, where the rafters are forgiveness and the altar bears my name. But the foundation still remembers the tremors of the past, and the mortar of my courage is a compound that won't last. If the rain returns with vengeance, if the old earth starts to shake, if the prowler of my yesterdays comes knocking wide awake. For the old me was a tenant in a house without a door, a prisoner to the hollowness, a beggar on the floor, who bartered all his mornings for a single stagnant breath, and called that suffocation his deliverance from death. I know his face, it mirrors mine, with a twist around the jaw, a counterfeit of everything I'm fighting to withdraw. He wears my voice, he knows my chords, but he sings a minor key, a siren song of giving up that sounds so much like me. So when the pavement of my purpose starts to buckle and divide, and the whispers of regression seek a place to roost and hide, be the architect of memory, the keeper of the scroll. Draw the blueprint of my progress, name the parts that make me whole. Recite the chronicle of mornings I have clawed out from the grime. Recount the winters I have weathered, the victories in time. Carve my epitaph in pencil, not in permanent lament, so that I may read my story and rewrite what it is meant. I was a pupil of the darkness, but I graduated graduated pain. I do not owe my future to the ghost of former rain. The old me dwells in sepia, a relic on the shelf, and I refuse to be a stranger to the person I've become myself. So when the fault lines reappear and the porcelain gives way, remind me that the breaking is the prelude to the clay. That I am kiln and I am fire, I am shirt and I am vase, and I will not return to that forsaken hollow space. If I stumble, if I shatter, just remind me who I am. Not the echo of the anguish, but the anvil and the ram who battered through the iron gates of grief to claim a brighter air. Breathe my name into my lungs and I will find my footing there. I have mortgaged all my darkness for a dawn I barely knew, but the silhouette of who I was still claws at what is true. So hold me fast against the current, hold me when the current's steep. Don't let me go back to the old me, to the one who could not keep his vigil through the august. To the bed where I would weep. Don't let me go back to the old me. To the night I could not sleep.